Hey guys, today I want to talk to you about vacuum leaks. Today is specifically on my 2006 Cayman S 987, but it applies to the Boxster, all other Porsches. I finally got a smoke tester and I got it on Amazon. I'll put a link to it and the accessories in the description of the video. It was not that expensive and I'd always been kind of scared of vacuum tests and smoke tests and hear people talk about them all the time, but I'd never seen one, never knew how to do it until now. All right, this thing right here is the smoke tester. It comes with a little hook so you can hang it on your latch. For Porsches, I'm gonna be putting it on the rear trunk, and other cars you can put on the front trunk, wherever your engine is. So it's a convenient little thing to keep it out of the way because this does get hot when you turn it on. You put oil in it about this much. There's a little marble in the bottom and you fill it up till it gets higher than the marble. You plug this connector in it, which you obviously attach to a battery. Now, I don't have a place, my battery is in the front trunk here. So luckily I have this little spare battery that I use for testing that I just dropped in the trunk and hooked these up to it. I don't know that there is a positive terminal up here under that cover. If you guys know, let me know in the comments. So it would be a lot more convenient if there was one, but you know, I just use that battery. And then on the other side, you have this tube that comes out. It comes with this little quick connect that you can just slide into here. And what you do is you hook it up to your battery, you turn the switch on, this will light up blue, mine's not plugged in. You wait for 3 minutes. And then right up here, you have a quick connect for your hose. So you just hook your air compressor up to here. It has a built-in pressure regulator to only put out 1 PSI so that your system won't be damaged. And as soon as you hook up the air, this thing will start blowing out smoke, which is super cool. The stuff does stink, and the instructions do say to use in a well-ventilated area and to use a respirator. But yeah, don't breathe a lot of this stuff in. Now, I bought a couple accessories sold separately. This thing is if you are smoke testing through your main large intake, you can plug this cone in to plug it in and then stick that into here and your smoke will go into wherever you want it to go into. That was one of my questions, is where should I put the smoke in? And I'll show you in this video where I did that. And then I bought this thing that fell off the ledge. And then I bought these accessories, which are essentially multi-size caps. So you can stick them into the other side of whatever you disconnect to get the smoke into your system to make it still pressurized so that no air is escaping there. So yeah, this is the fluid that you just put in. It comes in a little squeeze bottle. I have already used probably this much of it just to get it over the marble. Oh, and there is a big rainbow-shaped wick in here that the electrodes are hooked up to, so it heats it up through that to vaporize this stuff. And when you add this, you want to pour it over that wick and the wick, instead of just putting it in the bottom so that the wick has to slowly suck it up. You know, you just kind of pre-saturate it when you fill it up. All right, so just to be thorough, you just turn that like that. And this thing kind of hooks on each side, so you just unhook it, lift the top off. All right, there you can see the wick and you can see the top. It did not used to be black when I started this, so that's where it heats it up and vaporizes this stuff. You can see my little marble over there. Come here, marble. So yeah, they just say to keep the fluid so that it's just covering the marble, and that's all you need. So this kit just comes in like a little cardboard box from Amazon. I saw somebody else on YouTube had a really great idea. They bought like an ammo case from Harbor Freight that was really cheap, and that all fit in there nicely. So I'm gonna do the same because you're gonna wanna keep this upright to store it so your oil doesn't come out. This actually does come off. You can just unscrew this hook from there and just keep all of this and my accessories in that box when I get it. So I just disconnected this here, and I used one of the caps to plug this end up, and I put one of the fingers of this glove right here on this port, and that's just to keep smoke from coming back out of it. So I'm just gonna poke a little hole in it, and I'm gonna stick the smoke machine through there. All right, well, there's definitely a huge leak coming from down there. All right, guys, let me try to step you through this. As you can see, we're upside down. The camera's upside down. This is my bore scope that I am sticking down in here to try to track the leak. Now, if you look on the left, you can see a ton of smoke right there. So I'm trying to get in here to see where all of that is coming from. And this is the camera pointing out the end of the bore scope. Now I'm going to switch the camera to the 90-degree angle camera so that I can look up underneath the plenum here, so you can see that the smoke pouring out right there. That is the plenum that is supposed to be attached to the manifold, but you can see that that clamp is the clamp closest to the bottom of the screen is crimped on really tight, and it's actually pulled the rubber off. Hey, there's me, guys. So first you can see that that clamp up top is not up against the edge like it should be, so it's positioned poorly. There's a huge gap against the ridge all the way around, so that's not good. And so this one right here, you can see it's squeezing too much. It's actually pulling the rubber off, so it's not sealed. Yeah, and this is the gap, so that's where all of the smoke is pouring out. So that was my biggest leak. It turns out that the other single tube, I don't even know what you call that thing, the one next to the plenum, the plenum B, I don't know. The other thing that connects the two manifolds, it was also improperly reinstalled. The clamps were not in the correct place, and there were gaps there too, so there was just leaks everywhere. All right, here is the after video. In the light, I can barely see some smoke coming up still, but I think it's at least partly coming from here. It's not sealed, just going into that glove, but it was pouring out before. And it turns out it was because this had a big gap between the plastic or rubber tube that's clamped onto it and the actual plenum here. So there was a big gap, so we loosened it up, straightened that back out, and this clamp was also too far this way underneath, and so I think there was actual space, because you could see the smoke just pouring out from under there. So I just have to tighten a couple things back up, and we'll see if that fixed it. When trying to start the car, it would not start at all. Investigating, there's a ton of oil in everything, but also this is snapped off, and this was hanging off of this vacuum line right here, where it's supposed to be connected. All right, when you're putting these pieces on, make sure that the rubber tubing is all the way up against this rail right here. It has to be flush all the way around. So you're gonna want like a little mirror so you can look under there and actually see it flush all the way around. And then you're gonna wanna look down there. When you slide this thing back into place, because you're gonna want to make sure it rides in the groove all the way around the edge and all the way tight up against it and all the way underneath. So you can see that one is good all the way around there. Let me show you what you don't want. You don't want it to be like this, where it's not making a good seal, because mine, I had a huge gap in there from when it got put back on. So that was creating a huge vacuum leak. So get both of those sides back in the right spot. So after reconnecting that vacuum hose, putting the plenum back on, I fired her up with everything tight and it started up great. I've driven it for a day now. No codes have come back, so I'm pretty confident that it is all fixed and the fuel injectors are working great. So that's my update. The rough idle was indeed due to a vacuum leak, and man, I used that manometer to test, said everything was fine. That was a lie. My tuner, which I'll have a video on tuning the car later on, but he told me that it had to be a mechanical error and that he said 75% of the time those manometer tests are junk. And I didn't honestly believe him when he said that, but now I am a believer. I don't know how I could say it was reading the correct pressures when there was a huge vacuum leak that I could like physically see and smoke was pouring out of that thing, but the manometer said that everything was great. So I don't think I trust the manometer anymore. Oh well, thanks for watching guys. I'll see you on the next video. No more leaks.